What's going on, everyone? I am Steve from Burke Family 54 Comics, and welcome to another Hangout live stream. I'm joined by my good friend Mark from Legion of Comics. What up, dude? How are you doing?
Good, man. How's it going?
It's going all right. So you look like you were a little bit sunburned. Whoa, what happened, man?
I'm cosplaying as a lobster. That's all.
Is it getting hot down there in Georgia?
Oh God, it's been hot. I had the privilege to take the family to the lake yesterday, and it's like a time capsule lake. It's a very small lake, but they have like slides and like diving boards and like metal
nice.
slides, like these old school 20-foot tall metal slides. It looks like something out of like an 80s slasher film, but without the horror aspect. It's really fun.
Nice. Well, that does sound like a lot of fun. I went to the fair last night with my daughter for 3 hours.
Nice.
That was a lot of fun, but it was at nighttime. Before we get any further, I do want to say thank you to the amazing channel members. Right now we have 11 channel members: Dale, Paul, Marcus, Mike, Mark, Mike again, Adrian, Tom. I'll put that back up there. Alan, Carlito, and Brett. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. They are entered to win this amazing box. I'll try to go full screen here. Most of these books were
calls for the calls
by the 616comics.com.
Calls for the calls, Steve. You got a new channel member since you're talking channel members.
Do I really? Hey, Jonathan. We have 12 now. That's what's up, sir. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, joining, and I'm about to talk about all the stuff you can win. Thank you so much, Jonathan. You are amazing. Okay, so anyone can join for $1.99, and anyone that joins by July 4th. On July 5th, we will be doing a giveaway here on the channel, and whoever is the winner, they will be the winner of the entire box of comics. First book up is Ultimate Spider-Man #1. Carrie Andrews, again from the 616comics.com. I actually won this myself and decided to put it in the Burke fan box. We have Silk #4. I think this is Young Yoon. I think so. Another exclusive from the 616comics.com. Then we have the entire connecting set by Ivan Tao of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. We have the Pink Ranger. We have the Yellow Ranger. We have the White Ranger. We have the Red Ranger. This is in the exact order it goes in as well. We have the Green Ranger. We have the Blue Ranger. And we have the Black Ranger. And that's not all you can win. You can also win Nort's Illustrated, Tiago da Silva. Again, from the 616comics.com. I purchased that. And Catwoman #52, David Nakayama cover. His art is just absolutely amazing. I decided to throw that in as well. So one lucky Burke fan member for just $1.99 is going to win that amazing box again by the amazing people over at the 616comics.com. Make sure you guys check out their website. They have amazing exclusives, and they go live on Whatnot as well. If you guys want to get some books at discounted prices, check out the 616comics.com and their Whatnot. Thank you again to everyone that has joined. What's going on, Rob? How you doing, man? Taste the Ranger. Aggie, what's going on, brother? How you doing? And Marcus here. Rob had a nice unboxing. Today, and he had another one like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. He has joined the BB28 family. He has joined the Brave and the Bold 28, the first appearance of the Justice League family. That's what's up, Rob. Congratulations to you, sir. What if someone wants to stream like you? Yeah, actually, I think that is in the description of the video. Let me look here. Actually, I don't know if it is in here. It is not in there. Oh, there it is. If you are interested in starting a YouTube and you want to go live here on StreamYard, click that link below to join StreamYard. You can use my affiliate link. I would get a little kickback, and I think you actually get a discount as well. So, Mark, did you see the new Hellboy trailer today?
Yeah. I did.
And what did you think?
I think it looked extremely, extremely low budget, but just the proper
Really?
Hellboy movie. Did you watch it?
I did. I only watched it one time. What's up, dude? What's
I
up,
did
Chris?
too. That's all it took.
Okay. All right.
Like
Uh,
the camera quality in itself looks ridiculously low budget. The super fake train driving at you in the
it did
Sci-Fi
look pretty fake.
Channel
It did look pretty fake.
special effects look bad. Just the isolated feel of the entire trailer. Like no character was anywhere other than just like in the woods with just
Right.
one or two people in frame, which you do when you can't afford sets. So you just go hang out on someone's property and make a movie there. But all that to say, I'm still excited for it. I enjoy Hellboy tremendously, and I think they might have a formula to be able to make a movie that succeeds. You know, if you make it low budget enough, that's what they got to do. As long as it's a good story and hits where it counts. I think it said it was Millennium Pictures, which I'm trying to remember if that's the same people that did Dread or not. I feel like that might be the same studio that did Carl Urban's Dread. So if it's like crazy hyper violent and leans heavily into the tone of the book it's based on, I think it should do fine. But it's going to be weird not being Ron Perlman still.
Yeah. What's up, Dale? It is weird not seeing Ron Perlman there. I do kind of see what you're saying about the camera quality. It kind of reminded me of like a Netflix show that you'd see. Maybe not like the best camera quality, but it still looked good enough for me. Hey, Dale has been a member for
You should go watch it
21
again.
months.
You should
Comics, what's going on?
I don't know if you blinked too many times during the trailer, and like I'm a fan, and I watched like Ish. The last one that they did just titled Hellboy with David Harbour playing Hellboy. I enjoyed it a lot. Like I like the director that worked on it. Neil Marshall is great, but it's one of those things like I don't think you can replace Wolverine. I think Hugh Jackman just is Wolverine.
Sure.
He's had over 25 years, just unbroken. And no matter who comes next, I feel bad for him,
Right.
And I think that's how it is with Hellboy. Ron Perlman just embodied it so well. Like he just is Hellboy. And they had Guillermo del Toro make those first two. So it was just they were phenomenal films, even if it wasn't Ron Perlman. It's just rough.
Yeah. And I don't know. I gave it an 8 out of 10 because I feel like it looks a little darker. Now, I know Hellboy movies are supposed to be dark, but this movie straight up looks like a horror film almost. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they have the guy in the movie Yellowstone. I forgot his name.
Jack Kesey.
What's that?
The main actor, Jack Kesey. I haven't watched Yellowstone. Were you talking about the guy who's playing Hellboy?
No. Hold on, I'll tell you his name. Let's see here. I think his name is Jefferson White. Yeah, Jefferson White.
Any little dude that was with him.
Yes.
There's only like four people in the
like
trailer.
The bald guy.
Yeah. There's only like 4 people in the trailer. It's not hard to pick them out.
No. But I do enjoy him on Yellowstone. In fact, I can't wait for Yellowstone to finally come back for season 5. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it looked good. I thought like it looked different. It didn't cross my mind that it looked low budget. Maybe just because it's like kind of like a teaser trailer. Because it's only like a minute long. It's only a minute long.
Looks so poor quality. You can't pull pictures up on here.
Yeah, I can.
Like the photo that you use for the thumbnail, just pull that photo up and screen share it. And look, you can see the makeup line across his forehead. The horns are slightly offset. You can see like the plastic quality of the horns.
All right, hold on.
And the low budget thing could definitely play to its strengths again. Yeah, that picture right there. His horns are offset. They slant to his right. His right, not our right.
You're right.
I know I'm right. And if you high contrast that image, you can see the makeup line terribly bad. But
let's pull that up.
That's just nitpicking and all that. That I don't complain about special effects in movies in general, just because there's only one Avatar, and everything else is just not Avatar. So I don't think it's even fair. But if again, like that, like you point out the horror aspect, that kind of lends toward having an isolated story, you know what I mean? Where the characters don't have to be in large fancy settings and stuff. This
Right.
backwoods thing could work to its strength. If they have a low budget and they get a small victory, that can mean they can do a second one and they can build a fan base. You don't have to build like $1 billion movie franchise. You can build a horror movie. Like horror movies are always made because they're made with low budgets and people
Mm-hmm.
come out to see them in small groups. And those small groups create profit. You know, you don't have to have like a crazy $800 million movie to be a success. You can succeed with an $80 million theatrical run, a $50 million theatrical run. So if they could pull that off, they were talking about potentially doing a string of these movies, basing them all off the short stories that is Hellboy.
Yeah. So actually, it says it right here at the top.
The Crooked Man.
Co-written by original creator Mike Mignola.
Yeah, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, he was in the first Hellboy.
You don't typically see that though. Like that the person that created him is also writing the movie. Like that like feels like it never happens.
Yeah, not very like RoboCop. Frank Miller wrote Sin City. He was a part of it. Jeff Loeb, you know, he wrote Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger in the 80s, but not really any comic book movies.
Right, right.
But yeah, I can't think of too many times where we see the actual comic book guy coming in to adapt the screenplay or anything.
No, no. I mean, I guess Jeff Johns has helped with DC movies, but he's never actually like fully written like the story.
Maybe the Stargirl.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think that's the exception to that.
That is true. I kind of forgot about that.
It's such a good show.
Well, we can beg to differ on that.
Well, no, you could just not like it. Doesn't make it a bad show. It's a good show.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's not. It wasn't my favorite, you know, and
that's fair.
And you say the same thing about My Adventures of Superman, which
no, I don't. No, I admit that that's a good show. I just don't. It's just not my jam. Like it being good don't have to do with me liking it, or you know what I mean. Like I can recognize it's a good show. I just don't care for anime. I just
sure.
Yeah, I'm glad that there's good Superman content out there bringing people into it.
Yeah. Which we can actually, speaking of Superman,
catch me up on what's going on with My Adventures of Superman, like the big points, not all the fine details, but what's happening.
Okay, so Kara Zor-El is in it. Amanda Waller.
Who's the big villain this second season? Is it Waller?
They haven't really quite like revealed like exactly who the main villain is. It's some sort of robots.
Is it because I saw like the ad on the back of our comic books, like what was it last month or so? The back covered everything was the My Adventures of Superman. It was kind of red and it had like the 3 dots at the top of it. It made me think that it might be a Brainiac story. Or something.
So that's exactly. I mean, they've been having the Brainiac like logos on like all of the robots and all of that, but they haven't specifically said his name.
Okay, so it's like his like hive army kind of thing out there or something.
Yeah, I think so. And he's kind of been brainwashing Kara into thinking that like what they're doing is bringing back Krypton until she recently goes to visit all of the planets that they've basically taken over, and you realize that since she's been brainwashed, she helped the robot destroy all of those other planets, and they want to bring in Superman to help them take over the rest, including Earth as well. And
wow.
So, and
that's what I'm saying. I'm sure the story's fantastic. I'm just
what
it is. I've never been able to get into it. Like my brother used to watch like the one with the balls and the dragons. Could never get into it, and I don't know. It's not my jam.
Oh, Dragon Ball Z. Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. Well, this is still Superman, very much so. It's just drawn in a different way. I think the stories are great. I wish they were longer than 22 minutes. It's still really good. Jimmy and Kara appear to be some sort of possible love thing in the future. We'll see. But they're really playing up the whole like Superman and Lois Lane like love, like it being rocky right now and all of that. But they truly do love each other, And actually, this next episode is massive because Jimmy and Lois are going into space to try to get Superman back because Superman got his butt kicked by Kara and taken to outer space, where he also got his butt kicked again by the robots. And so they're there to save him. And this is right after Kara is realizing that she's been brainwashed this whole time. So.
Nice.
Yep. Okay. Let's talk about some more Superman here. So there's been some more set photos. Do you mind if I pull those up here?
I've seen them all. Go for it.
Okay. All right. So again, I talked about this during my last stream. Make sure you guys are following DC Film News. There's a bunch of DC.
Don't follow DC Film News. Just hit the notification bell on this channel where he'll keep you up to speed on it.
Yeah, and that's true. I have been posting a bunch of photos on my shorts, like just almost every day.
This weekly live stream, and Steve will keep you up to speed on it. Subscribe, hit the join button, stay up.
Absolutely. But
I'll hide the name of this page you're showing quickly.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm loving this. And you notice how the suit looks tight. The bicep looks large.
Yes, it does. So he's definitely holding something. Now
he's going to be rescuing a dog in this scene.
So
I mean,
a lot of people are saying it feels like that we're getting all these different like photos every single day, and they're like, aren't we spoiling the movie? And James Gunn replied, not even a little. I'd never shoot a big spoiler outside in the middle of the city. So basically I'm taking that as whatever we are seeing and all these set photos are something we would see in a trailer.
I think James is just full of crap to a degree. I like the guy's movies, but that's just a stupid phrase. We've had the mystery villain spoiled. We had Rick Flag spoiled. That's big things to a lot of people.
Yeah, the Rick Flag was actually a massive.
Yeah, that was huge. I'm team raise the flag over here. I'm a big Rick Flag guy.
Yes.
I'm super excited. That leveled me up, but man, it would have been cool to first see that in a trailer or something.
And Ultraman,
Frank Grillo
Ultraman as well. That would have been cool to see just in a trailer as well.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree.
These scenes all these set photos we're seeing are from ultimately the same big scene that's taking place. It's being shot in Chicago from a guy like James Gunn who knows how to work on a fully closed set from his time at Marvel. It sucks that we're getting all these set photos. Now, if you stop right there, you notice all the stuff in the way of the photo. That's why it's happening. We're in Chicago where you have all these tall buildings and these people with these gigantic cameras that are nowhere near the set, just taking photos from way away.
They're taking them from their apartments. They're taking them from their work or whatever it is. But this is obviously Superman.
They're Samsung telephone owners that have the 100 times zoom.
That is true. They can definitely zoom in farther than iPhone owners. That is for sure.
Literally have 100 times zoom. Like, who needs that?
So also Millie Alcock, who's going to be playing Supergirl. There was a rumor that she was going to be in Cleveland to shoot something for the Superman movie. James Gunn is right now trying to debunk it. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
What is his comment? What is his comment there?
Nope, never has been here unless she's vacationing in Cleveland and hasn't told me. Now, that is different than saying that she is showing up. He's just saying that she hasn't been there.
Yeah, she's not here to work for me specifically right now. Yeah, the rumor is from the you can't really call it reported, but from the script leak. Do you even want me to tell you?
I just assume that she's in the movie. I just assume it.
Yeah, her arrival is the she has her own movie coming. We have to get her into the DCU, so her arrival is the ending. It's not it's not like a big plot point. It's like whether it'll be before the credits or after the credits. It's one of those small like, oh, here comes another ship kind of thing.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of her from
House of the
Game
Dragon.
of Thrones. Oh my god, she was so good.
She's
so
amazing.
Good. Yes, great actress, beautiful as well.
She just looks like Supergirl. When you saw the final 3 girls they had in the race, it just seemed so obvious. And There was
Oh
this
yeah.
one of the girls no one ever was like in the comments pushing for, but the other one, it seemed like the vast majority of the comments wanted her, and I can't even remember what she was from, but she just did not look like Supergirl. But Millie just seems like common sense. She's like the right size. She has the look naturally. We've already seen her with Targaryen hair, which is close to the blonde that we want to see on
Oh
Supergirl.
yeah. Yeah, and I remember when they were casting Superman and Lois Lane, and like they're showing the top three, and who they chose is who I would have chosen based off of at least how they looked. I don't know how they act, of course, but based off how they looked, I was like, obviously David Cornswell looks like Superman, right?
Yeah.
And I thought Rachel Brosnahan was the best out of all three. I think you had a different opinion on Lois Lane, but
I didn't recognize none of them from anything else. I don't even know who David Corny Sweat is.
well, I mean, I think that's good, right? Because a lot of the
Sure.
like a lot of the best actors and actresses when it like their big movie is like, let's say Chris Hemsworth, like he wasn't really known before playing Thor,
Henry
right?
Cavill wasn't known before Man of Steel.
Exactly. Christopher Reeve, was he known before Superman? No.
No, not really. No,
No.
definitely wasn't a household name.
Which, by the way, I just rewatched that movie last night, and
Which one? Part one?
yeah, Superman the movie,
Yeah,
78. Yeah,
the
it was.
greatest comic movie ever.
It's very good. It's some scenes are still hard to watch because we've been advanced so much in technology and storytelling that it is a little difficult at times. But
None of that bothers me.
overall,
All I
very,
do
very
is
good. Gene Hackman's great. Gene
yeah,
Hackman's
I can just remember when he pulls Lois out of the buried car and she's dead, and you
Mhm,
just see him
mhm.
go through all the range of emotions. If you ever wondered if Christopher Reeve can act, just go to that scene and watch him just go from determination to realization to heartbreak to pure rage, and just that lift off he does where he's just screaming, coming straight at the camera. Like, oh my god, it gives me goosebumps, dude.
And the suit just looks amazing.
It
Really
does.
does. Okay, let's move on here. We got some more stuff here. Hot Girl is supposed to be coming in as well.
Oh, another actress who looks perfect for the part. I don't know who
Oh,
this
dude,
is
she's amazing.
whatsoever.
Oh yeah, she's great. She's a great actress. She's beautiful as well. I think she's gonna be awesome as Hot
Who
Girl.
is this? Does it have her name here?
Isabella Merced, whatever. How do you say it?
I wouldn't know.
Merced? I don't know.
What is she from?
She's been in a few movies. Hold on, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one of them. Hold on, give me a second. She was. I think she was in that one movie with Mark Wahlberg where like he becomes the new dad or whatever. Instant Family. She was in Instant Family. She was in Transformers: The Last Night in 2017.
Oh, okay. I've seen that a bunch. Oh, she's the younger kid running with him. Yeah.
Yep. She was in Sicario: Day of Soldado.
Oh, she was super
Oh, she
young.
was Dora in the Lost City.
Hey, I watched that with Monkey for the first
Yeah,
time like 2 months ago. That was
it's a great
legit,
movie.
dude.
It's a
Yeah,
great
it's
movie.
legit. Yeah.
What up, dude? How you doing, man?
What is going on, Schultze?
But yeah, we got Hot Girl coming in hot. All right, what else? There's a couple more photos. Same thing, just in the same spot right before he takes off.
Yeah, this suit, they're gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to see the way that this movie looks like once they present it to us, how it's meant to be seen.
Sure.
This suit just is just bothering me. Parts of it I'm like, oh, that's cool, but then look how the cape just is like. It looks like it's just stapled to his shoulders. It looks weird.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt with editing. I
Same.
mean, you know, we're seeing this from camera phones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and just raw, completely raw.
Yeah.
The way that suit is in this picture, it's designed to be a movie prop. You know, I mean, we're looking at a movie prop. Everything
I mean,
about
he still looks completely jacked, like completely jacked.
yeah, and we all forget that this is the biggest actor to play Superman to date, and it doesn't look like it because we're not seeing him standing next to many people or whatnot. But this guy's bigger than Cavill.
Yeah, and he's a massive dude. He's a massive dude. He's got look at that hair. It's just perfect, absolutely perfect. Okay, what else we got? We got some photos from the Greater Cleveland Partnership, downtown Metropolis.
Are there any Easter eggs on that board, or what is this? Just
let me see. Let me zoom in. Metropolis Waste Management, National Mail Service, Weber Wireless, Evergreen. I have heard of Evergreen. Metropolis Core Care, First Metropolis Bank, New Troy Water and Power, Pinnacle News Network, Witcher, Stonebreaker, and Payne. No,
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
I love the colors on that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. They've done a great job of really making this look like Metropolis. Got some more photos. Again, him taking off. I will say, okay, so we've talked about how the suit may not be exactly as tight as we'd like it to be. We can't disregard the colors though. The colors pop. They really do compared to the colors in Henry Cavill wore.
Yeah, most definitely. That's the best thing the suit has going for it is the vibrance.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I think it needs the classic S. I think that's a bad call.
You know, I wouldn't disagree with that. Maybe
the more I look at it, the more I'm like, this is not the time for the Kingdom Come S.
You know, I don't disagree.
And I'm very afraid that we're going to be butchering the Kingdom Come story inside of the story of this movie. I'm kind of afraid, like the formula to make a lot of the Marvel movies is to take a small handful of very successful storylines, cut them to pieces, and merge them together to make a movie story out of it.
Yep.
I'm afraid we might be doing that with this Superman movie and including Kingdom Come in the Frankenstein story for it.
So here's what I'm going to say about that. I don't disagree. I do wish we had like the regular S instead of the Kingdom Come, which I mean, I'm a huge fan of Kingdom Come. Amazing storyline, right?
And that's why I know that we don't need that crest in this movie.
But here's what I'm going to say. So if you go back and watch Superman from 1978, Jor-El has the S, right? Obviously,
the same exact one Christopher Reeve does. It's just all silver.
Yeah. So, but if you look at everyone else from Krypton, they all have these different logos, and none of them are a letter. They're all just like random things, right? So I'm wondering if they were trying to like, okay, well, if we're going to do random things for all these other people on Krypton, let's make the Superman logo look more like a random logo as well. But who knows? Try to make it blend in more, but
yeah, because obviously we both know it's been retconned that it's not actually an S. It's just a Kryptonian symbol for hope.
Yep.
And Zod, and at least in the comics, his Kryptonian symbol does resemble a Z.
Yeah. Yeah. My son is 5, and I can't wait to take him to see this movie. Nice.
Yeah, my whole family, the whole team will be there opening night.
Oh, absolutely. As soon as we can get tickets, Thursday showing, whatever it is, we're going to be there. Absolutely. We're going to, the greatest superhero of all time.
Mm-hmm.
From my home state.
Definitely going to give it the benefit of the doubt. It's just weird not being like absolutely like peak excited. You know what I mean? Like I'm
pretty peak excited, dude.
Oh no, not at all. I think it's more like I'm just so nervous for like just the state of DC, the state of the DCU. It's just I don't know. There's just too much wanting it to succeed, and then looking at it and being like, I wouldn't say I'm betting against the movie. I'm just like not optimistic about this.
I am nervous as well with DC's track record as well. Yeah. But we have to also like I'm more concerned than excited. Interesting.
I'm right there with you. Like I'm ultimately excited, but all that concern is seeping in and it changes your excitement gauge. Like
so
I was peak excited for Dune 2. I was peak excited for Godzilla X Kong. There's nothing riding on those movies. They're gonna hit, they're gonna be what they're supposed to be. Fans are gonna have fun, they're gonna show up, and the movies will succeed. They will. This is not that. Even despite it being Superman, like it's still just I don't know. It's the whole future of the DC movies depend on this one film.
Absolutely. And we don't know the budget for the movie either. typically comic movies around 200 million.
100%, Rob.
Um,
100%.
yeah, I think with how much is riding on the Superman movie in general, I don't disagree with what you're saying. Typically, Superman movies, the first movie does very well. All things considered, like if you go back and look at the first Superman movie from '78, it made 300 million. If you do like inflation calculator, that's 1.5 billion. Like it did very well. Man of Steel did.
Superman 2 did just as well.
Um,
Superman 3, when Richard Lester took over, it kind of went differently.
and then Superman Returns from 2006 did like 400 million. I mean, if you do inflation for that, I mean that's 600, 700 million.
Yeah,
Then
word of mouth got out real fast and slowed that one down.
yeah, but typically Superman movies do well.
Man of Steel did what, 800?
Something like that. Yeah.
I mean, Batman v Superman did about 900.
So, I mean, I do think they're doing it right. If you're going to do, the DC universe, you have to start with Superman, like the greatest comic book hero of all time, who started all of it.
What would you think that in this movie, we're getting a younger Superman, but we're not getting an origin story?
Has he said this is not an origin story?
Absolutely. What if the story of this movie is Superman is similar to Batman with Pattinson? He's 2 years into the job of wearing the cape. All these other superheroes exist: Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl, Metamorpho, Mr. Terrific. The engineer, Rick Flag, worked for the government in some kind of capacity. Lex Luthor is overseeing the metahuman aspect of the government. He's already cloned his own Superman, and he's wearing an all-black suit, completely covered. And what if like all the superheroes kind of suck because they're missing that ultimate moral compass, and Superman has to fight his way through truth, justice, and the American way to become that moral compass, like much like in Kingdom Come, when the present crop of superheroes suck, and it takes Superman like forefronting and sticking to his morals, then ultimately leading the other superheroes into the light. Like what if that's the story for this movie?
And it could be, because now that you say that is interesting. I was watching this video. It's this girl that's on, like, I don't even know what sports team here at K-State, but she's from California.
The Jayhawks.
No, she's she's on a Kansas State like volleyball team or something. I don't know. She's from California. Anyways, she was talking about the differences between California and Kansas.
Everything.
And I promise I'm
going to literally everything.
So she's like, you go out anywhere, everyone smiles at you, and when you're in California, they don't do that. Everyone's nice to you here in Kansas, right? Like everyone's always trying to do the right thing. Like typically, if you're going to live here in Kansas, there are certain values that we have here in the Midwest, especially as a farm boy that Superman is, that you wouldn't have if you grew up in Gotham City, if you grew up in Russia, whatever it is. You can take whatever storyline you want, right? And I do agree that could be a plot device that they have for this movie. And I think that'd be a great plot device to have.
I think it would be burning Kingdom Come, and I don't know. Like the problem for me with burning storylines means you don't get to use them later. Like, what if this succeeds? What, like, ultimately, like, this movie's budget has got to be insane. I haven't even seen.
He debunked the rumor that it was 364 million. He said there's no way.
Captain America 4.
Yeah, for real, right?
No, I'm not even joking. It was reported this past week that Captain America 4 with Sam Wilson, Captain America, due to the number of reshoots and rewrites, the current budget is sitting at 360. I don't think 64, 67, something like that.
That's insane. You can't make any money off of that.
You'll never make money. That's not even counting marketing, which typically you double the budget for marketing, but with that kind of inflated budget, you wouldn't necessarily double it. Right?
They're going to spend 100 million or less.
You got more than that, bro. They don't never spend less than 150 to 200 for their marketing.
Yeah, that movie's not going to make money.
No.
It's not. It's just not.
That movie's going to do like at best case scenario 100 domestic.
I think Superman for me needs to, if it has a $250 million budget, it needs to hit 600 million. I think for it to make the WB happy, to make James Gunn happy.
Yeah, I'm hoping just the name will do it. You kind of like with the Robert Pattinson Batman. There was a lot of people that were not on board for that. We don't want a standalone Batman. We don't want Twilight Batman. It comes out, it's freaking amazing for one, but just on face value alone, the movie did like 800 and something million. It was a massive success.
Absolutely, absolutely, and
it was so good.
We'll see what happens with this one because they are jamming a ton of characters into this movie. I feel like a lot of people have been telling me there's too many characters in this movie, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We're definitely doing something different. Definitely,
James Gunn is known to juggle a bunch of characters, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, he hasn't missed anything yet. You know, the Suicide Squad was fantastic. Peacemaker season, the Peacemaker season was absolutely amazing.
Yes,
like every episode was like easily an 8 or 9 out of 10.
Guardians of the Galaxy was great too, obviously.
All 3 of them, yeah. Well, I'm just thinking of what he's done at DC, stepping into different territory.
The Suicide Squad was one of my favorite DC movies.
Dude, it was so good. I loved it.
Okay, let's get back to these photos here as we try to talk Mark down to get him more excited. Big Belly Burger is going to be in it. If you guys recognize that name, it is from the Flash TV show as well, but it's also in the DC continuity.
If Grant Gustin shows up, I'm walking out of the theater.
He's a big Superman fan. Massive Superman fan.
All right, if Grant Gustin as Barry Allen shows up, I'm walking out.
Oh, he's not going to be. He's not going to. Metropolis Meteors, the baseball team. Meteors. Home of champions. Lord Tech Field. You see that on there?
There we go. Maxwell Lord Easter egg. There we go.
Yes, sir.
Another character who's in this movie.
Yep. And then we already saw this earlier as well. Interesting. Can't show that.
What did you say?
I couldn't show. They were showing a clip from the movie.
Why can't you show that?
I guess it can. I guess it's not. It's from Instagram.
Yeah.
There's nothing happening.
Yeah,
they're just talking about It's right before him holding up whatever is there.
Kite Man, hell yeah.
Yeah, Kite Man. Hell yeah. I'm assuming Tom King is involved in this somehow.
I don't think so. It's just spinning out of the heavy R-rated Harley Quinn show.
Okay. Not Crypto. This was his dog.
He's a big fan about having dogs on set.
Yep. Here's another photo.
I hope those guys holding that up for so long are getting paid well. Everyone else standing around, I hope they don't. But those 2 guys, I hope they get paid well.
These 2 right here. This one and this one.
Yeah, they're doing all the work.
And then all of these background actors as well.
Yeah, we can just replace them with AI.
No, we can't. Okay. Many Clevelanders believe the AT&T Huron building inspired the Daily Planet. That's the building. Okay. All right. And that's pretty much it for the new photos. So I'm still very excited. I'm still very, very, very excited. I'm cautiously optimistic. I mean, as someone who is a massive, massive DC fanboy, I'm just excited that we're still getting DC content. You know what I mean? As big as Marvel is right now, as much of the market that they've cornered, the fact that we're still getting DC TV shows, we're still getting DC movies, the fact we're getting
ramp up into a whole new era, with Creature Commandos, Waller, It's about to fire off.
Supergirl as well coming out.
And a
Green
lot of people don't
Lanterns.
think about this, but I sure do. But I'm excited for the action figure lines that'll come out of this. With this amount of characters involved, I collect the McFarlane movie figures specifically. So I'm just like picturing like, you see these like movies that just solo heroes. You don't get a line or a wave out of them. You just get like a one-off character, like Captain Marvel. They just gave us Captain Marvel or Shazam, whatever people want to call him these days, but they gave us just him.
Right.
You don't get like a whole wave, but with this, we should get a Superman figure, a Guy Gardner figure, a Mr. Terrific figure, a Hawk Girl figure. I would absolutely love that.
Lois Lane.
Well, I don't need a Lois Lane. It'd be cool, but I mean,
they're going to make it for sure. They'll make a 2-pack.
They have the options to do like a full 7-figure wave of all actual superheroes and Lois and Lex. They never did a Lex Luthor for the Snyder Cut stuff.
Okay. To finish out the show, I figured we could talk about the comic books coming out this week. So I'm going to pull that up really quickly. What's everyone grabbing? Comment what you guys are getting this week.
Absolute Power, Batman 150.
We'll take a look at some of these covers here. I haven't looked at any of them yet. So here's the cover A, which I've been a cover A hoarder for a while now. Not a huge fan of any of it. This one might be the best one. But still, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's worth it to get another, to get this cover over the cover A for the price. So, I don't know. I bet there's going to be some exclusives for that cover as well, or for that book as well. I am not currently grabbing any Marvel books, but we have the Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1 coming out this week. We got Spider-Man Miles Morales 22. We got Venom 35. Come on. Poison Ivy 24 is coming out for DC. Doctor Strange 17. Would it be fair to assume that you're only grabbing Batman 150 from this top line?
Yep.
Okay. We have Absolute Power #1. Definitely getting that. Let's take a look at some of the covers.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this.
Here's cover A. Is that Dan Mora art?
Looks like is. It. And Dan Mora's got the interiors as well on the 4-issue main body of the event.
They've really sold their soul to all of these ad pop-ups.
Yeah, they don't go away. Every time you click it, count to 3, another one pops up. They have a paid tier now, is what it is. They have a paid tier where you can remove all the ads.
Here's Jim Lee, cover B.
It's pretty cool, but it looks like it should be a connecting.
It does. It does. Can you give us just a little synopsis about what Absolute Power is, Mr.?
Yeah, Amanda Waller has spent the past 3 to 5 years positioning herself to do an all-out assault, an all-out execution of all metahumans on Earth. In her quest, she has taken over Earth 3, returned home, positioned herself back at the head of power of the government, and in all of this time, she has acquired Failsafe, Batman's ultimate robot. She has built an Amazo army consisting of 7 different Amazo robots. She has stolen Sanctuary from the Justice League and embedded it inside of the creation of Brainiacs called Queen Brainiac. So she has an unlimited metal army, basically, consisting of Amazos, Brainiac tech, and Batman tech. And has found the ability to drain the meta abilities out of superheroes. So she's coming for all of them.
Okay. I dig it. I knew some of that, but obviously with me being behind on a lot of this stuff, like I didn't know all of that. But this would be the cover.
The only thing that there were some of this week's books in that, House of Brainiac wrapped up this week, which I'm assuming you're reading.
I had to stop after issue 2 because I don't have that. I don't have the House of Brainiac special. Every comic store I went to was out. So I'm gonna have to order it or something.
Damn,
so
you should have just
or I guess I could just skip it and just move on to
No, you can't skip it. It's not a it's not a filler issue.
Okay, well maybe I'll just read it online then. But yeah,
Or either just eBay one. You could just eBay one for
that's
like
true.
$3.99. Have been cheap.
True. But yeah, no, I need to read that because I've only read the first two, I think, part one and part two.
It only has 6 parts, so technically 7
Okay,
because you're missing 2.5.
right. Yep.
But it's good, and it wrapped up this week. They released Action Comics and Superman in the same week, so you got the part 5 and part 6 released, and then it dives into the absolute power stuff. It directly leads into it, like directly.
I'm pretty sure I told Paul to get me both of those. I wouldn't have missed either one. I did tell him I am dropping Flash. I feel like I've mentioned that on the stream.
Well, then I don't mind telling you what happened in this week's issue.
Go ahead.
You know that weird place that you can't even explain that Wally's hanging out in with all the statues and stuff?
Yeah, like it's some sort of other dimension.
Yeah, so he's in another dimension, but somehow, some way, the Justice Buster, the big metal creation of Batman's, attacks him. It finds him and attacks him and is trying to put him down. And inside the Justice Buster is none other than Oliver Queen, sent by Amanda Waller. And it's an all-out fight between Flash and the Justice Buster. Ultimately, the family catches up with him and they fight it together, and they shut it down to the point of him ejecting and getting out of there, and then turn the page and he blips right back into the little statue dimension. And I'm like, what? So all the fighting was cool and made perfect sense, but how it found him when no one can find him and he doesn't even know where he is, and how it pulled him, how he came back to reality to have a fight and then just pop right back over there. So it's like the issue. Like
they need to get Simon Spurrier off Flash. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he's not the right writer.
Comic books at this point. He's so bad on the Flash that I don't even want to see him write anything else either. Like just
he's
find
terrible.
a different profession.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I dropped it. I mean, as someone who's had the Flash since 2016, I mean, I'm a huge Flash fan, and for me to drop it, it has to be really bad, and it is. So, art's terrible too, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay. Birds of Prey, not getting. I'm assuming you're getting JSA number 10.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Has it been good?
It's been fantastic. So when they introduced all those new Golden Age characters, the Red Lantern was one of them, Alan Scott's old nemesis. Well, this takes place in present time. So the Red Lantern is the daughter of the original one, and she's a vicious psychopath with a rumor in her head that her dad is still alive, and she's on a warpath trying to find him. And the JSA are trying to get her in check and potentially talk to her about like what they know of her father's secret history and how there's no way he can be alive, and she's so sure of it, kind of thing. And I think he is.
Right.
But the character featured front and center right there is a character called the Legionnaire, tying into the Legion of Superheroes. Ultimately, the Justice Society of America comic was going to spin off into an ongoing Legion of Superheroes book. All of that is off the table now since Jeff Johns is leaving. This book is heavily delayed, and this should have issue 12 should have been out 6 months ago, and we're only on issue 10. So after issue 12, Jeff Johns is off of it, so it'll probably take another year to get to 12, and no news on where it goes from there, who's picking it up, and if we'll even get a Legion book or what.
Interesting. I know you're a big JSA fan, so that's why I was like, I figured you'd be grabbing that. So, okay, I have dropped Shazam as well, even though I'm a big Shazam fan. The story just boring. It was boring. And
the first arc was so promising, like giving him his name back, giving him his wisdom back. I mean, and then we just hang out with space auditing dinosaurs, and we don't give a shit.
Exactly. That's exactly like everything you just said is exactly why I dropped it. It's got boring. It started off really interesting. Like, why is he acting this way? We figure out it's the gods fighting over who can control him. He gets it back, and it just, I mean, the book it's not fun. It's not fun. And the previous arc of Shazam, Jeff Johns wrote is 15 issues. And it was very, very fun and very good. The art was amazing. And we figured out at the very end, I think it's issue 14, we figured out that there's 7 seats. And we're like, okay, well, who's going to sit in the last seat? Well, obviously, Shazam's family is going to sit in all the different letters, but there's one extra seat for the exclamation point, and that is supposed to be for Black Adam, which they have not revisited that since then. So I find it interesting. But yeah, no, Shazam is not very good right now. Obviously, I'm not picking up anything Marvel, so I'm not getting Deadpool, but that's a pretty sick cover. Radiant Black, I'm not grabbing that. Radiant Black 29. What? My goodness, just endless pop-ups. Gunslinger Spawn 33, Scarlet number 2. Nope. The Boy Wonder number 3. Interesting. It's an interesting cover. I assume this is Tim Drake.
Damien.
It's Damien.
It's a Damien story.
Okay.
That's definitely Red Robin up high, but that's Damien.
Damien teams up with Red Robin. Okay.
Yeah, it's a Damien story. I've not been reading it.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, I have no clue what it's about. Who's writing it? I remember it was a big name.
This guy. Junie Ba.
That's not the writer, I don't think.
It says writer artist.
Oh. I could have sworn there's like a name, like a Jeff Lemire type level creator on that title. Weird.
That is weird. X-Men Blood Hunt, Psylocke number 1. I don't know how many different X-Men Blood Hunts they're going to do.
Too many.
But they're doing a bunch of them. Blood Hunters number 3. Scorched 31. Werewolf by Night, Blood Hunt number 1. Walking Dead. Stop me when I get to a book that you're picking up.
I was picking up Scarlet on the line before that from the Energon universe.
Oh, what is that about?
G.I. Joe.
So it's a G.I. Joe book?
Yeah, it's part 2 of her 5-issue mini. So they did Duke, Cobra Commander, 5-issue minis. They just started Destro. They're doing Scarlet, 5-issue minis. And when these wrap up, it should be the time that we start G.I. Joe number 1. Because there is a G.I. Joe Real American Hero that's been ongoing for years, and Image, when they took it over, they kept the numbering. That's its own thing. But this is the Energon stuff, so it's all just setting the stage and creating this unique original take on all this stuff. So it's all been fantastic. The Transformers, the Void Rivals, the Joe stuff. But it's really cool. Scarlet is just trying to infiltrate some gangsters and shut down some illegal operations of human trafficking and weapons running, and her friend Jinx is in the middle of all of it as well.
Interesting. I know that you've been really big in the whole Energon universe.
Yeah, it's good though. Both the characters were featured in the live action movies.
Oh, okay.
Scarlet,
nice.
Jinx.
I do remember Jinx.
She was in the second one. She was like that ninja chick.
Yep.
Space Ghost, baby. Space Ghost number 3 comes out.
Is that another? Who's doing this cover?
That's Matina, my guy.
I was going to say that it looks like Matina.
That's Matina. I love me some Matina.
That's a pretty sick cover. I'm not gonna lie.
It is. Issue 2 has got to be the cover of the year. I still stand on that.
Yeah. So
I'm not getting into the specifics of how he created the art. I'm just saying the final product looks damn good.
Yeah. No, I agree. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good. It goes back to straight start from the foundation. It's not picking up or carrying anything. You don't have to have any previous knowledge. Space Ghost catches up with these space pirates that are slaughtering his family. Sole survivors are Jan and Jason, their monkey. Issue 2, he kind of gets them back to his place. You get a glimpse into his past of losing his entire family and why he has this connection to wanting to save these kids. And by the end of issue 2, they kind of like pretty much pledged to help him with his mission, cleaning up the cosmos, and they put on their masks for the first time.
Nice. I remember watching Space Ghost, like that, radio show type cartoon thing.
Coast to Coast. Yeah, Space Ghost, Coast to Coast.
That's it. Conan, Rogue Sun, Star Wars: The High Republic number 9, guaranteed. Rob is getting that. I am not. Spider-Man Reign 2 number 1. What?
It's a Elseworld type thing. Old man Spider-Man.
Okay. Sonic the Hedgehog. My Adventures of Superman number 2. So that's based off of the TV show.
Kneel Before Zod number 7. I'm picking that up.
This looks like the guy from the actual Superman
Yeah, it looks
78.
like Terrence Stamp a little bit, doesn't it?
Literally looks just like out of the movie, man, from the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, it's been pretty wicked. It's pretty decent. Where it's at right now, Zod's lost everything: his wife, his kid, his planet. He's got picked up next to dead by this prison ship, and they juiced him back to life and helped him out. As soon as he woke up, he just slaughters everyone on the ship, lets the inmates out, kills the biggest guy, and says, "You're my army now. I've got plans." They try him up, and he kills some more, and that's who's surrounding him is the prisoners on this maximum security vessel, and he now calls them his Legion of Zod.
Nice. Written by Joe Casey. Okay.
It's slated for 12 issues, so I'm wondering what will be going on in the main titles of Superman in 5 months from now. Will this be leading up to him heading to Earth and us having a Zod story arc or something?
Right. I'm not going to say the rest of these because there's a bunch of them. Just stop me if you see something you're grabbing. Of course, we're getting another facsimile.
It's a small week.
Yeah, based off of what I've seen so far, I could assume that the only books I'm getting are Batman 150 and Absolute Power #1. That's it for me. I'm really trying to lower down the amount of books I get. But yeah, I think that's all I'm getting.
Are you still pulling Titans?
I am. I'm enjoying it. The Titans are awesome.
That's another one that I've been kind of bummed about. Wish it was better.
I do wish it was more action packed. I wish that there was a lot more going on. It feels like a lot of blah story.
Yeah, it doesn't feel dynamic enough. Being that
it's supposed to be the new Justice League.
Yeah, exactly. We positioned them to be our premier team, and then upon arrival of the premier team, we're gonna watch them build houses and clean up streets. What are we doing?
And we'll have them.
What?
Beast Boy be the butt of all jokes,
Yeah, it just feels lame.
I agree. I wouldn't disagree.
Let them go do some cool stuff. Show us they're the premier team. I don't want a slice of life day in the life of Teen Titans. Give them something to go do.
Absolutely, I agree. Well, Mark, I appreciate you joining me, dude. This was a lot of fun. What do you got going on your channel coming up this week?
Getting ready to give away a first appearance of Deadpool.
Ooh, on Sunday, huh?
Yeah. You want to see the Legion League?
Let's see it. In fact, I saw it and it was pretty sick. So if you want to win this, head over to Legion of Comics and join his channel.
So there's the Matina #2. That's the foil version. That's a $30 book.
Wow.
It's an expensive book. Then issue #1, the Frank Cho. I'm really enjoying Space Ghost, so I figured I'd send out some nice ones and hopefully someone else can check it out and like it. But Ghost Machine #1, signed by Jeff Johns with certificate. Geiger #1, the Ivan Reese cover, signed by Jeff Johns. Rook Exodus #1, signed by Jeff Johns. And since it's 4th of July week, we've got Junkyard Joe, the Coliseum exclusive. Brad Anderson did this cover. He's typically the inker who does all this stuff. That's his cover. BTC sponsor. So to celebrate Deadpool, got the Taco Time variant in there. Star Wars Kirkham cover. Some John Jane goodness with Venom 33. Flash #1. If you can't read it, you might as well look at it. There's a nice foil copy.
I have one of those, but that is sick.
Yeah. And then again, because it's a Deadpool to celebrate, everyone's hoping Dazzler shows up in it. So I have this cool photo cover, newsstand edition of Dazzler 21 been sitting on. Wolverine's in there, and I'm not giving away a first appearance of Wolverine because I've already done that, but I will give away the first appearance of Weapon X in Marvel Comics Presents #79. Beautiful. Then we got the Joe Jusko variant for Deadpool issue #3. Love me some Joe Jusko. And then a foily copy of New Mutants '98 to display and shine like gold. a reader copy in the reprint of New Mutants 98, and then an actual original New Mutants 98. So you can get you a first appearance of Deadpool if you hadn't have one before.
Heck yeah.
And then I've got the metal Hot Wheels Premium Deadpool scooter, signed, remarked, and chiseled by Rob Liefeld himself. I got it from Rob Liefeld's Whatnot stream. And last but not least, from Marvel artist who worked on Deadpool, Jerry DeCar, an actual original art of Deadpool pencils.
That's a sick box, dude.
Yep. So that's going to a new home.
I showed off what I'm giving away. I'm not going to go through the whole thing earlier. You can rewind it, but we're giving away an entire 11 book lot to one of my channel members. If you want to join, it's just $1.99. If you want to join the family and support me and be entered to win, go ahead and click that join button below. I want to shout out the channel members again. We had a new channel member join earlier. Thank you again to Jonathan, Collectibles to Astonish, for being a channel member. Thank you so much, sir. I will add you to the graphic coming up, hopefully in the next video, which should come out tomorrow. Let me go back. I got to turn that off. There we go. Thank you to everyone else that has already joined the channel and supported me. Dale, Paul, Marcus, Mike, Mark, Mike, Adrian, Tom, Alan, Carlito, and Brett. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Thank you also to the 616comics.com for supporting me, supporting the channel as well by hooking me up with some awesome books to help you guys out. So make sure you guys check them out, the 616comics.com. I had a great time, Mark. Thank you so much for hanging out. Make sure you guys check out Legion of Comics here on YouTube and over on Instagram. He's always posting his reviews of shows and movies and all of that. Until next time, thanks everyone for watching. And as always, go Cats!
Cowabunga! It's morphin' time!